And we are live, queuing up theme song. Welcome back. Queuing up the theme song. Here we go. Yeah, it's time to real. It's a new experience. Yeah, keep your hands open for this one. You got a question for Let's try to get some answers, baby. Oh, now we're getting real. Time to get down. You know it feel good now. Wow, wow, wow. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality Radio. I'm your host, Rebecca L. Norrington, happiness specialist, inner peace practitioner, oracle teacher, fitness instructor, Reiki practitioner, mother. It's enough. Woo, and it has been a minute. It has been a minute. I've been, what's wrong with the camera? Okay, what's up with the camera? Camera's a little, oh, there we go. Camera was off. It's been a while. It's probably been almost 2 months since I've done a live show. The first in May, was it May? The end of May and all of June, I was starring. Where's the program? Don't tell me I can't start. There it is. Co-starring in a show, White Lilies. I played a dead spirit, a very dead spirit. I played a dead mother. Look at that. Yeah, so that was all of last weekend in May, 3 weekends in June, and then after that, I went on vacation to Roseburg, Oregon. But enough about me. Welcome back. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. This is the show where I share with as many people that are inspired, as many people that want to know this information, how to experience more happiness while you're on this journey called life. How do you experience more happiness? And to be very clear, when I talk about happiness, I'm not talking about, oh, something happens and now I'm happy. No, how do you maintain and how do you sustain an energy, a personal vibration of peace and contentment, regardless of what happens and regardless of what doesn't happen? You can keep your hustle on, baby. You can keep doing what you do. You can keep making goals, all of that, all of it, achieve. But is there a way to maintain foundationally an energy of contentment through all of it? And the answer is yes. And that's how I define happiness. I define happiness as the ability to maintain an energy of peace and contentment regardless of what happens. And how do you do that? Is it even possible? And the answer is yes, it is possible, but it takes practice like any other skill. Happiness, inner peace, contentment are all practiced skills. A skill, you say? Yes, a skill. Just like speaking or being a professional athlete. Now we have the last day of the World Cup, the finals, the World Cup. What is it? Argentina versus Spain, the World Cup. All of these athletes that have been playing soccer, football, whatever. I think they call it football, but it's really soccer because I'm from the United States, but don't tell anybody. Yeah, it is practice. These people, athletes, have to practice, and it's the same. It's exactly the same thing if you want to experience this energy of peace, contentment, and happiness. But the problem comes from not a lot of souls, not a lot of not a lot of people value this contentment, this peace, and this happiness. Not It's really not valued as a number one. Oh, yes. Oh, usually what happens is, oh, this happens, and now I'm feeling happy in this moment. But I'm here to tell you, you can maintain that connection, that vibration, that balance, that energy of satisfaction, regardless of what happens. And it is a practice. So you're either vibrating an energy of satisfaction or dissatisfaction in any single moment. In any moment. And I guarantee that if you are dissatisfied in your present moment, you will be dissatisfied in your future moments as well. So it is a practice. But what do you practice? Well, practice what? Practice putting a spotlight on, practice focusing on, practice illuminating all of these program behaviors. And in my latest book, Programmed for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. In this book, I list 56 program behaviors. This book is on Amazon, in Barnes and Nobles also. Anyway, you can find it online. Programmed for Unhappiness, 56 program behaviors. And when I say program, I'm talking about different levels: level 1, level 2, level 3. There are a lot of programs that people believe are just normal. And I'm here to tell you that if you didn't pop out, if you didn't have it when you were born, if you didn't have this belief when you were born, it is just an example of a program. And to get into today's topic very quickly. Well, before I go on, let me just say this. Google the 5 most common regrets of the dying. It's a study done by a hospice nurse, the 5 most common regrets of the dying. And so these people had weeks to live, days to live, months to live. And a hospice nurse asked them, well, what are your 5 biggest regrets? And absolutely not one regret was, I wish I had made more money. Not one regret said, I wish I'd been more successful. Not one regret was, oh, gee, my health was really bad during that time of during my life. I wish I had better health. Not one regret had anything to do with what the programming says is important, what the programming says is successful. No, my definition of success is the ability to live in the present moment, the ability to stay, live in, focus in, be in the present moment for the majority of the time I'm breathing. Living in the present moment is another practice. The 5 most common regrets of the dying. Number 1, I wish I had pursued my dreams and aspirations and not the life others expected of me. Number 2, I wish I didn't work so hard. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings and speak my mind. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Well, listen, sometimes we outgrow people. Nothing wrong with them, nothing wrong with you. And number 5, the 5 most common regrets of the dying is, I wish I would have been happier. This journey, this life, do what you got to do, achieve what you have to achieve. You will, whether you believe it or not, you are living out your destiny. But can there be a lightness while we are meandering through, saltering through this thing called life? Did I say salter? Santer. Whatever the word is. Sauntering. Moseying. Is it possible to experience all of what life has, the ups, the downs, and still maintain an energy of peace and contentment. Yes. But there is one problem. And there's only one. The mind, the thoughts, the stories, the ego, whatever you want to label it, is not down with that plan. The mind does not scratch that. It is impossible to find peace through the mind. It is impossible to scratch that lasting peace, lasting contentment, something that is unshakable. It is impossible to find that through this mind. How do I know? Let me give you an example. There's someone that I've known online. It's been decades now, at least a decade and a half, maybe 15 years, because I've been doing this show for 15 years, Reality Spirituality Radio. Longer now, probably longer. Anyway, an online friend, we've developed a friendship for that period of time, at least 15 years. And years ago, I remember asking him this question, and the question is, it has something to do with this getting embarrassed. Talk about a program behavior is being embarrassed, getting embarrassed, feeling embarrassed. Well, the only reason, hold on a second, what is this? The only reason why people get embarrassed is because they care about what other people think. If we can go back to day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, month 1, month 2, month 3, there is month 4, month 6, month 12 months. There is nothing that a newborn baby is embarrassed by. Not one thing. Not one. Not embarrassed, not shamed. Oh gosh, I don't want anybody to see the snot running out of my nose. Oh gosh, I don't want anybody to check out this dirty diaper. Oh, the smell. No. The embarrassment, being embarrassed, feeling embarrassed is a learned behavior. And if you've learned it, you can unlearn it. And so when I say program for unhappiness, it is a program. It is tons, 56 right now. 56 program behaviors that will subtract. And a program is only something that you were not born with, a belief, an idea, a thought that you were not born with. And not only not born with, it's untrue. This programming of being embarrassed, getting embarrassed. A baby can pick in their nose, can pick anywhere, can look any way, and could care less. So when did that start? When did the programming of getting embarrassed, being embarrassed, feeling embarrassed start? At a very, very early age, with the slightest, with the most subtle suggestions or comments. Oh, you don't want anybody to see you. It's the embarrassment. It's the whole vibration of shame, all of it. And you can't feel embarrassed and happy at the same time. You can't feel shame and be at peace and content at the same time. So let's back up. I've been teaching the Truth About Happiness classes for over 15 years now. California, in Roseburg, Oregon, and now I'm in Nevada. This is the question. Now I was going around in a circle, but this is the question, my online friend. I'm just going to give the initials RS. You know who you are. Let me see what time is this? What time is this? Let me see. Can I see? I can't see the time right now. Oh, I can do that. Okay. Maybe 15 minutes I've been live. All right. I'll just say RS. Years ago, I asked him, could you, and I asked someone else, I asked someone else recently. There it is. I asked someone else recently, 2 days ago. Here we go. This is the question. This is it. Hold on. Here we go. And this question is going to be a question I start the class with in September. The truth about happiness. I'm going to start the class with this question, or close to the beginning. How many of you out there can go to a restaurant, order a bowl of Jell-O? I know people don't even make Jell-O anymore, but let's just pretend Jell-O. Only because Jell-O is less messy than pudding. Jell-O. Okay. When I listen to other people's podcasts, I my ears are, only because I'm a Toastmaster. Once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. My ears are open and ready to pick out these filler words, these ahs, basically, actually. That being said, all the filler words. My point is, one of the filler words is when people are doing a show, it's okay. And the other filler word, right, after every sentence, right. Oh my goodness. And don't mention all the likes, but I digress. Let's get back to the story. You're at a restaurant, and can we please pretend that on the menu they serve Jell-O? Can we please just pretend that? And if you're a youngster and you don't know what Jell-O is, let's just fill in a meringue pie or pudding. Okay, thank you. You're at a restaurant, you order a big bowl of Jell-O. You're sitting at the table at a restaurant, by yourself or with people. Doesn't really matter. Can you take your hands and place them in the Jell-O, in the pudding, and play in the Jell-O at a restaurant? Can you do that? I mean, you ordered it. You can do whatever you want. Can you play in the Jell-O? You lift it up, you feel it up and down. Boop, boop. Maybe a Jell-O ball from one hand to the other. Can you do that? Now, when I asked this gentleman, when I asked RS this decades ago, at least a decade and a half ago, he said, hell no, I can't do that. Getting back to the whole embarrassment program, other people may be looking, that looks crazy, that is crazy, why would I do that? All of the reasons, all of the thoughts, all of the reasons that the mind is going to come up with as to why I'm not going to do that, as to why you're not going to do that. Big bowl of Jell-O at a public restaurant, hands in the Jell-O, moving him around. Now, my friend of 15 years said, oh, no. And we've talked about it. We've joked about it over the years. Can you put your hands in Jell-O now? Can you go to a restaurant, order Jell-O and put your hands in and play in it? No. The answer has always been no. And then I asked someone, another male, just 2 days ago, can you put your hands in Jello and play at a restaurant where all can see? And the energy behind it was almost a repulse just thinking about it. Oh God, no, I would never do that. And I mean with that energy, oh gosh, no, never. Well, first of all, they don't even have Jello. So now you have all these reasons why I couldn't even order Jello, you see. But then getting back to, oh, hell no. Like it would be the worst act, the worst act ever displayed. And why is that? Do you see how powerful the mind is? There is absolutely nothing nefarious, nothing wrong, nothing criminal about putting your hands in some Jello for 2 minutes. But do you see how the mind is stopping? There's nothing criminal about it. There's nothing sick about it. There's nothing crazy about it. It's just an exercise. But you see how the mind puts up, never. I would never do that with a serious vibe that is beyond comprehending. Never do that. You're just putting hands in Jello. But the power of the mind that would prevent someone to even not only think about it, but to be active and to do it, hands in the Jello, out of the Jello, in a public place. I recognize that for decades, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Don't tell anybody I'm 70, please, I'm begging you. The mind, and it's not my mind, it's the mind has dictated this behavior. Not only dictated the behavior, has analyzed, has concluded, has theorized, has come to an end game. What does this mean? The mind has been my warden forever. And it's only at this time, at 70, soon to be 71 in less than 6 months, at 70 years old, that I have broken free from the constraints, the hold, the everything that the mind comes up with. And it is constant. It is never quiet. It is not quiet, never quiet. The mind coming up with so many reasons as to why I can't put my hands, or a person can't put their hands in Jello at a restaurant. And when you say, no, I can't, I won't, know that you are a prisoner of the mind also. And you will experience limited, very limited, small amounts of joy, happiness, very small, but it will not be foundational. What is foundational is what the mind dictates. When the mind is dictating behavior, when the mind comes up with conclusions, when the mind is in charge of be not only behavior, know that you are, number one, you are experiencing such a small portion of what life is. In fact, this is one of my favorite quotes. You are not experiencing life. You are experiencing your mind. I came here to experience life. For the majority of it, my experience came through the mind, and it is over. And that life and that way of living is over. This mind control, this mind takeover, this mind identity. You are not your name, you are not your gender, you are not your culture, you are not your religion, you're not your race. You are more than that. But you don't have to believe me. It's interesting that the mind is constantly complaining, that the mind is never satisfied, that the mind is in a state of always wanting more, that the mind will say, this present moment isn't enough. But do you realize that the mind itself, the ego, the thoughts, all of this can't create anything? Absolutely nothing. If you are only relying on the mind, if you are only relying on the mind for everything, I'm not talking about calculating a math problem or coming up with a logical conclusion to a dilemma. I'm talking about living in the present moment and coming and with these thoughts of something other than the present moment, with the thoughts of yesterday, behavior of yesterday. In fact, today when I was at the gym, it's a Sunday morning, and there was only 3 people. Of course, I was the only girl. 3 people, 1, 2, 3. One time there were only 2 people. Anyway, 3 to 4 people in the gym. There's usually at least 10 to 15. Anyway, this one guy who we are all programmed. Recognize your program. And this gentleman, his program is on the negative tip, number 1, looking in the future, number 2, having expectations, number 3, putting a negative spin on it. I'll give you the perfect example. So today he said to me, I was wondering if the gym was going to be if it was going to be busy. That's why I'm here a little bit later. Someone, usually if I'm here earlier, someone's always on my favorite machine. So now, number 1, you're in the future. Number 2, you're thinking negatively about the future. You're coming up with a conclusion that's negative about the future. You see what the mind does? That's all coming from the mind. And what happens is there forms a pattern, an addiction of this is exactly the way it happens all the time. There is nothing new under the sun when you identify with the mind. Absolutely nothing new. The thoughts are recycled, the behavior is recycled, the theories are recycled. It's a very limiting place. When I say limiting, I mean limiting as far as peace and contentment and happiness too. Very limiting. This These people don't walk around with with a smile that's like this, a quick to smile, quick to make a joke, quick to quick to quick to be in a good mood. Quick, when I say good mood, quick to be in a light mood. Scratch the good mood. In a light mood, quick to be easy, quick to flow, quick to quick to flow. I was talking to someone that's very close to me, and they were sharing a story happened a while ago where they lost they lose the house keys. They lost keys, and they had an extra set of keys, but just to find that extra set. Well, they had the extra set, but the keys were lost. And they just kept going on and on. And then I know I'm going to be anxious. I know I'm going to be nervous. I know I'm going to be so focused until I find those keys. Well, that's a mind takeover. That's a mind control. That's allowing the mind to really what's the word? Not handicap. Kidnap you and claim to be you. Kidnap you. And this anxious, this depression, this sadness, this anger, this annoyance, this irritation, all of that is coming from the mind, and it is habitual. The mind knows what to do and how to do it and when to do it. It is habitual. If you are acting and if you are responding just like a robot with the same behavior, with a scenario, say somebody cuts you off when you're driving and you react the exact same way, meaning upset, flipping them off, angry, and you respond, scratch that. You react the same way, because a response is a conscious decision. A reaction is a programmed robot. And you react, just instant reacting. If you're instantly reacting, instantly offended, instantly having your feelings hurt, know that you are a robot. Do you think that a robot is going to experience what someone that is living in the present moment, experience life the same as someone living in the present moment? Somebody that is triggered by the same things, the same way, the same time. Ooh, that bothers me. That annoys me. That ticks me off. Ooh, that always. These things that have the ability to push buttons and or trigger, know that is just your robot side. When you get to the end of this journey called life, when you get towards the end, there is going to be a realization. Most times, a majority amount of time, most times there is going to be a realization as to what's really important and really valued. And it's not going to be what it was in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. It's not going to be. That's all I'm saying is value, scratch. Practice valuing what's going to be important. Sorry to yell at you. Practice valuing what's going to be important when you're 70, 80, 90. And what is that? Is it really health? No, because a person can have all different types of health challenges, but still be at peace, still have an energy and a vibration of contentment, still be happy. No, it's not going to be health. When you identify with the mind, you are going to be a prisoner of the mind. When you identify with the mind, you are not going to experience as many moments with an energy of contentment. When you value contentment, peace, ease, balance, vibrating what the world doesn't value. The world doesn't value contentment. The world values activity. Go, do, achieve, accomplish. Where's your list of all your accomplishments? Where's your list of all your titles? All I'm doing is telling you. There is going to be a reckoning. There is going to be a time. There is going to be a day, a moment when the realization is, wow, this shit isn't as important as I thought it was. And all I'm doing right now is saying, value contentment now. Value living in the present moment now. Value happiness, contentment, peace now. Or not. That's the end of today's show. Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday. Now that I'm back from vacation, now that I'm back from being on stage, is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Reality Spirituality. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on X at RL Norrington. I'm on LinkedIn. My Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. On YouTube, like and subscribe. My first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, is on Amazon. And my latest book, Programmed for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth, can be found on Amazon. And in this book, I list 56 program behaviors that subtract from happiness, level 1, level 2, and level 3. And also I list 25 or 26 behaviors that, when practiced, will add to your happiness. Happiness is a practice skill. So until next time, my dear audience, I want you to remember who the hell you are. You are a physical extension of the universe. You are God having a human experience. You are consciousness having a human experience. You are awareness. You are presence. You are the universe. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality Radio with yours truly, global happiness specialist, Rebecca L. Norrington. Remember, happiness is a practice skill, and I promise you that what you practice reflects in every moment. And the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find, and what you practice reflects in your everyday, every moment experience. Every moment. Moment? What? Nobody's listening to this anyway. Have a conscious week. Next week, mind control. You're not your mind. You're not your stories. You're not your thoughts. You're not your conclusions. You're more. Have a conscious week.